Hello, YouTube. It's Tuesday, December 7th. Dang, I just looked at the other phone to see what time it is, and I forgot, just like that. Um, 3:22 p.m. So yeah, I left the protest, as you saw, hopefully saw in the last video. If you search my channel, you can see these vlogs. They're all numbered, so they do make a little bit more sense if you watch them in order. So I just came down to the Social Security office in downtown Phoenix, and as I expected, they're still not allowing walk-ins to talk to anybody. They gave me another printed sheet of, oh yeah, there's a big fire going on down there. I don't know what that's about. I'm sure there's a lot of smoke, and I was hearing sirens earlier. Anyway, there's this security guard there, and she gave me a printed sheet of phone numbers to call. Um, yeah, that's what happened the last time I came down here, which was a few months ago, and I don't think I ever got anywhere calling the phone numbers. I just went to recordings, or went to push one, push two, push three, please hold, sorry, all lines are busy, please try your call later, blah blah blah. Never really succeeded with that. But I don't know, it's time to try again. I was really, really optimistic that they might be letting people in, since the DES offices are open, and they're letting people in. And the DMV was open and letting people in now. And by the way, when I went to the DMV yesterday, that was amazingly quick. I had such had a lot of negative feelings about going to the DMV in Maryvale because of previous experiences with that office, and it being horribly crowded and horribly chaotic. Man, look at all that smoke. Horribly crowded, horribly chaotic, and just having to wait forever around a lot of just undesirable types of people, because that is a horrible part of town. And yeah, there were some itchy and scratchy kind of meth heads hanging out outside the building. But once I got in, the service was really good. There was a woman that was just right at the front desk that was just asking people, what they were there for coming in. There wasn't even a wait to talk to her, nothing notable, and she was just basically dispatching people to different lines. And the line she told me to get into, right after she told me to get into it and told me to go to it, she's like, actually go to window blah blah blah. And she told me the number, and was like, oh, okay. And I walked right to the window, and the woman that was there was super, super helpful. I mean, I got no waiting at all, just literally no waiting at all. Super helpful. Told her the issue I was having with my MVR. I thought there was a ticket I had absolutely no recollection of. She's like, she goes, well, I can print you a 5-year certified MVR, and that'll have all the information of everything on your record. As I explained, it'd come from a third-party background checking company. And the total was like $5. It was $5 was the fee for that. And I tried to run a card. I forget what card I tried to run my Discover, and it got declined. And I got an email from Discover trying to explain that one. It said that my available credit was $15, but that my $5 charge was declined for not enough available credit. So, I mean, the last time I checked, $15 will cover 3 $5 charges. So one $5 charge should be no problem at all. But anyway, so I was kind of a little embarrassed by that, because I figured there was enough to fly on that, since I just made my payment. And granted, I'm still rolling minimum payments right now because I still need more work. But I got the rapid buses are running. That's pretty cool. Didn't realize they ran this early. Haven't rode one of those buses in a long time. So anyway, and I was a little embarrassed, and I'm just like, well, I'm sorry. There should have been enough to cover that, but I've got other cards, no problem. And she tells me that I've somehow got a credit with the DMV, or the MVD. In Arizona, it's the MVD. that I've got a credit with the motor vehicles department, like $5 and some change, and asked if I wanted to use that. And I'm like, wow, yeah, of course. What's that from? And she said she couldn't really tell. So I don't understand how I magically had a slightly over $5 credit that was owed to me by the MVD, but it sure did come in handy yesterday. So the bad news is, upon seeing my 5-year MVR and seeing specifically what court that ticket that I couldn't remember was coming out of, it jarred my memory. And that's funny. It's a fancy bus stop for the people that ride the Rapid. Yeah, those people are better than the people that ride the regular bus. And we got a standard issue bus stop over here for people that want to ride the Dash bus, which I want to ride the Dash bus. I'm going to actually wait for this one. Yeah, I'm just headed home. I'm not even going to look at the app and see what it is, because it runs every 12 minutes. So, and I noticed that the app doesn't give tracking for how close they are to being on time. So do it the old school way, just sit here and wait. So yeah, seeing the MVR and seeing that it's in the Scottsdale City Court totally jogged my memory. And to be honest, I mean, it's a speeding, reasonable prudence, something. I really do not remember getting a speeding ticket, but I do remember having a ticket in Scottsdale that I was going to contest in court. I don't remember what my basis of contesting it was, but I was planning on actually going to court and contest it. So there must have been some reason. I don't remember. What I do remember was that I was up early, juicing scooters, and I planned to get to court by a certain time, and I ended up getting to the courthouse like a whopping 5 minutes late. And by the time I got there, and I don't even think it was 5 minutes late to the courthouse. I think I got to the courthouse like right on time. But by the time I got through security and then got to the front window and then waited for them to process it, they're like, oh, well, you're in this, blah, blah, blah courtroom. So my ticket didn't say, what courtroom I needed to be in. And then when I got to the courtroom, the judge told me that I was late and that he already entered a default judgment against me. So that sucks. And I'm sure there's nothing I can do about that at this point. There's nothing I can do about it as soon as that judge said he'd enter a default judgment. He wasn't willing to consider that maybe I was on time to the building, but just didn't exactly know where I needed to be within the building. But I mean, that's what judges do, I guess. So the reality is I definitely have 7 points on my license, so I'll probably not be driving one of those yellow cabs anytime soon. Or probably getting any other kind of driving jobs, even if those last two are not flagged as accidents. The fact remains that I've got 3 moving violations and 7 points on my license, and that's and everybody says that the places that need drivers are getting that employers are so desperate for workers. They're so desperate for workers. There's a worker shortage. Blah blah blah. That but it still seems like none of these employers are loosening their requirements to get willing people in. That I don't know. I feel like I'm a pretty damn safe driver, but now I've got as a result of a really rough week, I've got a less than perfect driving record now. So I don't know. It just is what it is, and hopefully I can find some other kind of work to do. Anyway, this phone is limited to 10 minutes of video at a time, and it's counting down 37 seconds. So I'm just going to go ahead and stop this now. But thanks for going with me. Oh, by the way, I'm heading home. It seems like I feel like I left my jacket at home, and all my phones are like out of space and out of juice. And there doesn't seem to be anything else that I should be trying to do out here today. So, oh my God. Thanks for watching.